Hi everyone, it's Louis here. I'm going to be bringing you this cryptocurrency video on the head and shoulders pattern. So guys, we have the head and shoulders pattern here. This is the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. And then we want to draw the neckline. So the neckline is, you want to draw it through the wicks basically. So we're on the 1 hour on Bitcoin, and we're drawing it through here. Through the wicks here, and this wick here. And just dragging it through. So we're touching here, this resistance. So you can see here, support, support, and then it became resistance, and then it dropped. So this is how you target it. You draw it from the top of the head back to the neckline. And then once it's broken, only once it's broken does the head and shoulders pattern become valid. So it's not a valid pattern until it breaks the neckline here. So once we broke out here, we put this there, and then the target was here, and then you can see it went down. This is because this is market manipulation to catch breakout traders out. So and then obviously after a while you can see this support became resistance, and then we met the target. And then here again we have a head and shoulders pattern. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Can you see the shoulders are always in line basically? And then we have to draw the neckline, because that's how we get the target basically. We have to draw the neckline so we can get the target, because we have to draw our arrow from the head, the tip of the head, to the neckline, and that will give us a target at the breakout. So the breakout happened over here, and then as you can see we met our target. So you could have put a trade from here to there. And then there's another head and shoulders pattern happening here. Shoulder, head, and shoulder. And then we have to draw. So for this one, it's got a different neckline. So here we're just going to use this box's vertical neckline. I mean horizontal neckline. Instead of a trend line, because it's a bit more difficult to draw one here. So we'll just use the horizontal line. But there's another pattern here, triangle pattern or flag pattern, and then you can see Bitcoin was basically losing momentum and going sideways, and the moves were getting smaller and smaller and smaller until we were forced into a move basically. You can see we could have gone all the way to here and then a move would have been forced, but the move would have been down, and should have been down, because we just had a massive pump up to the upside. So it needed to exhaust. We had a push, and this was the exhaustion phase, and then we had the continuation phase basically. So going back, so the head and shoulders pattern, remember how we do the targeting. We want to get our arrow and do it from the tip of the head, sorry, wrong one, from the tip of the head to the neckline. So for this we said the horizontal line, and then wherever it broke out, so you didn't break out here, these are all fake outs, and over here it broke out, and this would be a target. So you could take a trade from here to here, and there you go, you would have met your target as it went further down, and it came twice. And this is a double bottom, and I can make another video on the double bottom, so give me a like if you want a video on the double bottom, the W pattern. So going back to the head and shoulders, we had another head and shoulders pattern happen up here, but it's much uglier. So I spotted this when we pushed up to here. All you need for a trend line is to draw it through 2 points for it to be valid. So we put it through here, and then just put it through these 2 points, 2 occasions, not just 2 candles next to each other. So it went up and went down, went up and went down. So that's like 3. And then drag it into the future. And then we had this shoulder, and when we were up here I was thinking this would be the head and then the shoulder would be somewhere around here, but as you can see we came down and consolidated. So the head was a bit bigger actually, and you can see this is the M pattern. So I can make a video on the W and the M pattern, the double bottom and the double top for you guys. So going back, we have the head, the neckline here, the shoulder, the head, and then the right shoulder. And then this, remember, when we target, we draw our arrow from the tip of the head back to the neckline, and wherever it breaks out, over here, that would be a target, and the target was met. Exactly. Just to recap on the head and shoulders pattern. If you recall, earlier on in the video, I said that the shoulders will be in similar lengths as you can see here, and the head will usually be a fake out. And we need to remember, guys, that the pattern only becomes valid once we break the neckline. And so how do we target the head and shoulders pattern? Remember, we need to measure from the tip of the head back to the neckline, and once it breaks out, we move the arrow to the breakout, and that will be our target. And as you can see here, once this support was broken, it became resistance here, and we have this resistance, the trend line one, and we have this horizontal resistance here. And as you can see, when support becomes resistance, the bottom of the market becomes the top of the market, and that's why we drop. And as you can see here, our target was met. Perfect. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe and comment.